On Sunday, the college football playoff bracket was revealed, and we're going to be simming it in the college football video game. Now, I've got to say, I am impressed by the committee. I think they made the right choices, and if you think SMU shouldn't have made it, but Bama should have, I ask you this: why do we play the regular season? Is Bama the better team? Absolutely. But they lost 3 games, and you can't even say they were quality losses. Why do we play the regular season if we're not going to take that into consideration? But I'm not going to be stirring up any more controversy. We are just going to be simming this thing out. And honestly, I think Oregon is far and away the best team in college football. I think Ohio State's got the best team, but the coaching has just not been it. Needless to say, I don't think either of these teams are going to do anything, but we're going to see. But here we go. This is going to be the first college football game, playoff game at a home field, and Notre Dame's got it. All right, we're trying to make sure that it is close to realistic as possible, so we made it a snow game. All right, all of the northern games are probably going to be snow games. At least we're hoping. That would be a lot of fun in the first round. As here we go, starting out with the football will be Notre Dame, and they're moving it up the field, but they got to punt it away. Indiana ends up scoring. I think Notre Dame's going to win this game pretty handily, but Indiana's making a run. They get a stop there. But Notre Dame gets the ball back. They're in Indiana territory and get a 3 out of it. Indiana is pushing upfield. Notre Dame gets it back, and they're going to score a touchdown. They've shut Indiana down since that first drive. They've got the ball back again, but they can't score anything before halftime. 75-yard touchdown. Curtis Rourke. What a dog, man. Ohio legend right there. And, Notre Dame is pushing it back up the field, but Indiana takes over and gives it right back to Notre Dame. I think this is going to be a game we're able to hop into at the end, as Notre Dame is pushing it, and they don't get it on 4th down. Indiana starting out with a penalty here, but they're moving it up the field, and now Notre Dame's got the ball where we will jump in to see if they can take the lead in this game. So with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game, Notre Dame is at a 2nd and 7 at their own 35. They got a chance to win this thing. They really do. But the Indiana defense is looking to make another stop. They've held them to only 10 points so far this game. Notre Dame has to put something together here, as Leonard gets a nice play there. Picked up 11, first down. The clock is ticking, though. It doesn't stop before the 2-minute warning, and they are showing no urgency to get back to the line. We're just seeing replay after replay, and this should take us, and will take us, to the 2-minute warning. Notre Dame has to go 54 yards down the field to score a touchdown, and they're going to get some more yards out of this, almost a first down, but that clock is ticking. They still have all 3 timeouts. They've only got 46 more yards to go. They're in a great position right now. The clock management, though, is going to be an issue, as this game has virtually no concept of that. All right, if you have not watched a simulation video before, just understand that it's going to go down to 25 seconds on the clock after every single play. But what a throw by Riley Leonard. And now, I don't know why Notre Dame just took a timeout there, but after, what was that, 30 yards there? Big play. They got it in the red zone. This Indiana D is going to have to tighten up. Signetti sent a blitz, and he's sending another, but they're running it. I mean, maybe that's why they called it a timeout, but Love only got a couple on that play. And they're with a 2nd and 9. This clock is ticking. Indiana might need to start looking at using their timeouts. Sending a blitz after you get bombed down the field by one is a Signetti move. It really is. And it worked out, and they get it there. But Love stayed in bounds on the reception. Now Notre Dame is in kind of a tough position here. They got enough time, though. They're not going to need to worry about that. It's Indiana. I don't know why you don't spend the timeouts. 3rd and 7, 40 seconds left in this game. Leonard drops back. He's got his tight end wide open, but he also had a receiver in the middle of the field. And they just lost an offensive lineman, too. They're going to stop him for a 4th and 4, only a gain of 3, I believe. And they have to waste their 2nd timeout, which helps Indiana. Indiana's going to get the ball back if Notre Dame scores. But dropping back on 4th and 4, this is the game, and he gets it inside the 5, and Notre Dame calls a timeout. I don't understand why Notre Dame's calling a timeout there. I don't understand. They could have wrapped this thing up pretty much. But now Indiana's got a chance. Notre Dame at the goal line, though. 1st and goal, and they got it. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Indiana's going to have to come out and at least get 3 to take this to OT. Here we go, though, the kickoff, and Indiana's got to make something out of it. Returning it from his own 1-yard line, and he's not getting much. He's only out to the 18. Rough start for the Hoosiers. It has been an improbable season up to this point, and Curtis Rourke and this Indiana offense is trying to make something work. They do get the first down and use a timeout, but that's just not going to be enough. 13 yards and spending a timeout, you got to get better than that. 1st and 10, however, at the 31 of Notre Dame, dropping back again is Rourke. He throws it on a check down to his running back, who drops it smartly. I don't think that was, on purpose, but he did drop it to give them a 2nd and 10. I don't know what's going on. Notre Dame had a heck of a drive. I mean, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Indiana has looked pretty bad on the first 2 plays, and another short dump-off pass. I mean, you only need to get in the field goal range, but you've only got 1 timeout left now. You're going to have to speed things up here. 15 seconds, they got to focus more on the boundaries here as they're trying to get in the field goal range. Rourke's got a lot of time in the pocket, and he throws underneath yet again. They're going to have to waste the final timeout. It's, honestly, at this point, it's almost your best bet to throw a Hail Mary. I don't know what this play calling is, or this time management. This is pretty bad. But here we go, 2nd and 1, 7 seconds left. This could be the last play of the game, and Rourke is throwing it deep. Hail Mary, and it's almost picked off, but there's 1 second left. With how long it took that play to develop, I am shocked that they have 1 play left, but they do. This is for all of it. Notre Dame could be moving on. We're just going to have to see what happens here. Dropping back is Rourke again. He doesn't see anything quite yet, and he's just launching it. This is a prayer. It's up, and it is picked off. Notre Dame wins in a nail-biter to move on to the next round. And I've got to say, that's a pretty great sign for the rest of this video, seeing how close the first game was. And this now leads us to our second game, Penn State, which will be a whiteout, at noon though. I understand you have to have a noon game, but Penn State, really? But one narrative will be broken today. Is SMU a better team than what their people are leading on to be? Or can James Franklin actually win a top 10 matchup? Although I don't think SMU is a top 10 matchup. But they're 11. I count it. But here we go in Happy Valley. In the game, it's not a whiteout. I tried. You can't change it. I thought they made it able to change it, but they didn't. There's enough white there. But, it is going to be an electric atmosphere. Probably the best all of the first weekend at the home games. I've got to imagine this is going to be the best atmosphere. Beaver Stadium is rocking to start this one out as SMU will start with the ball. And they're moving up the field pretty good. 3rd and 6, they convert. And now 3rd and 2, they don't. Loss of 2, they get a field goal out of it. Both teams played great in the conference championship games they were in. Penn State, surprisingly, as they're moving the ball up the field and they get 3 out of it. And then SMU in the second half with an amazing comeback that just fell short. As SMU doesn't score on their drive, they give it back to Penn State, who's marching it up the field, but gets stopped. And they go for it on 4th and they get it. Singleton, I mean, that running back duo is just insane. They need to rely on that a lot more. And Singleton gets the touchdown, 10-3. Penn State is going to get the ball out of halftime too. SMU's looking for anything here, and they do get a field goal. So the second half starting now. Penn State looking for a touchdown here to kind of start putting this away, and they are able to get one, 17-6. SMU is not playing how good they should be, but we've seen the second half comebacks as they do get a touchdown there. On 3rd and 1, they go for 2, and they miss it. 17-12, Penn State can kind of run this clock out. With their running game especially, I think there's a great chance of it. And they're doing it. They're doing just that, marching it down the field. Oh my goodness. They fumbled it. They fumbled it inside the 10, and SMU's got the ball back. We get another game to hop into. All right, unfortunately, it skipped a play, but they just got a huge pass. SMU is to the 29 of Penn State all of a sudden. Not going to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning, though. I'm just saying, if you've got a healthy lead at halftime or at any time in the second half and you're playing SMU, you better watch out. But here we go. 17-12, 2 minutes left, 1st and 10 at the 29. SMU with another great throw. Kevin Jennings is a dog, man. We've got some low-scoring games, but some great games in this first round. And back is Kevin Jennings. He's off 1 foot. What a dot. Off 1 foot, twisting around. Makes an amazing throw. It's out of bounds, though. It was caught, but he was out of bounds. That's tough. Great play, however, though. But that leads us to a 3rd and 2 at the 21. They're throwing for it again. You'd think they run for it, but Jennings with a great throw. They call their first time out, and they're inside the 20. 1st and 10 at the 11. They really can open up the entire playbook, but they're sticking to the pass. He had 82 wide open, but he gets the completion for 7 yards down to the 4. It seems as if Beaver Stadium is quieting down a little bit here. Stadium pulse is still very high, but Kevin Jennings has been able to get through it perfectly, and he almost throws a pick as I'm saying that. It leads to a 3rd and 3. Maybe I need to keep my mouth shut about his performance. 3rd and 3 from the 4. They've converted all the 3rd downs so far this drive, which I believe is only 1, possibly 2, but it's been all of them. He's got the drag, and he's just going to throw it away. It would have been risky, but I think he had that drag route across the middle, which now leads to a 4th and 3. We saw the offense of Notre Dame prevail in this situation last game. Can the Penn State defense step it up and give us 1 offense, 1 defensive stop? We'll see. But SMU lining up again in the shotgun. They did not run it a single time. They've got a blitz off the edge. He doesn't see it, but he gets the pass off, and the offense prevails once again. SMU takes a lead. James Franklin, he might be on the chopping block, buddy. But now a massive 2-point conversion here. You know what else is massive? The low taper fade memes. But no, here we go. Got to focus, and he's got a guy wide open on a slant across the middle. Penn State is falling apart. I wouldn't expect this from any other team other than Penn State, possibly Ohio State, as they just get rocked at the 15. They've got all 3 timeouts, though. And can Drew Allar show us why he is one of the top quarterback prospects in his class? We'll see. He's got to have a signature drive here, and he just steps up right into the pressure, gets sacked. 2nd and 16 from the 9. Empty backfield. I don't know how I feel about that. With how their pressure got home last time, he hits Singleton, who makes something out of nothing and gets out of bounds too. With 39 seconds left, I would love to see them utilize Allar's mobility a bit more, but they don't need to. Oh my goodness. There was nobody back deep. Are you kidding me? 2 scores within the last minute of this game puts Penn State on top, and they're going to take a 4-point lead. SMU's got 30 seconds left. 2 timeouts, and they got to score a touchdown. Nobody back deep on this, man. He gets beat. And I thought there was going to be somebody back deep. There was nobody. Here we go. The kickoff. SMU has another chance now to take the lead back. And he gets taken down at the 14. I don't know why we're returning kicks if we can't get him past the 15. That has been a common theme so far in the first 2 games we've jumped into. But here we go. Dropping back. Great throw. He doesn't get the first down. That doesn't stop the clock. They're going to have to call a timeout. They probably would have anyways. But not getting that first down really hurts. And they got to figure out something here. 2nd and 1. 22 seconds left. They've got to go 77 yards. And that's a great gain there. Hoping he could have made it to the outside. I think he could have got out of bounds, but they got to waste their last timeout now with 16 seconds left. They got to make something happen. 54 more yards to go. They got to figure out something. He's dropping back. He doesn't have anybody. He steps up in the pocket. He wasted 6 seconds to not get anything. Better than if he scrambled, though. I was kind of hoping he would have scrambled before and just got out of bounds, but 10 seconds left. I mean, those 5 yards wouldn't have done much, but here we go. One of the last, if not the last plays of the game, he's sacked. And then there you go. You see why he is one of the best edge rushers in the class, in the entire draft. Abdul Carter just makes it happen. Ends the game right there on a sack, which leads to Penn State moving on with a 24-20 victory, which now leads to the next game on our schedule, the battle between Texas and Clemson. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really good one. Kate Klubnik is an absolute dog. All right, if you don't know this guy, get to know him. He's good. He's good. was told to look into him a little more, and I did. He's good. Cade Klubnik is actually very good. I'm assuming that it's going to be overcast. We're going to jump into this, see how Texas and Clemson plays out, but we might have another game to jump into because this will be a good one. But here we go, starting out with the ball will be Texas. Quinn Ewers gets his first chance here. They got a 4th and inches, and they just punt it away. And, Clemson's moving the ball up the field quick. Touchdown. Phil Maffa, also a dog. He scores, man. And then Quinn Ewers makes it happen. In the passing game, a huge play, 7-7 at the end of one. Clemson moving the ball slowly but surely. But not surely anymore. Texas gets the ball back after a punt and then gives it right back to Clemson. This has been another defensive battle, but I assume it was just an interception thrown. Quinn Ewers and the Longhorns take the lead, but moving up the field quickly is Clemson, and they are going to be able to get nothing. How did they get nothing out of that? How did they get nothing? They're going to start with the football, and they could have the lead right now if they just took a field goal. And they... Did he miss the extra point, or did they go for 2? Dabo, what are we doing right now? You're supposed to be one of the best coaches in college football. What are we doing? Clemson does finally take the lead. They get the 2-point conversion. They could be up by 10 right now. Texas is going to be driving, though. Not far enough. And they're not going to get the ball back quite yet. We're not going to hop into sim unless they do get the ball back. And they do. As Nolan Hauser missed a 57-yard field goal. Texas has the ball. All right, Quinn Ewers here. Has a 2nd and 3, 1:28 to go, and they've got 53 yards for a touchdown to tie this up or go for 2 and take the lead. And a great play there. I mean, dude, Texas has so many threats. It's crazy when you look and you see they don't have a current top 25 win all season. It's crazy. I mean, they beat Texas A&M when they were ranked. But Texas does not have that good of a resume, and it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Quinn Ewers dropping back across the outside, and it's fumbled. And picked up by Texas. Oh my goodness. Did he have possession of that? Is that going to be reviewed? It looked like he made a move. I don't think they're reviewing it. That's going to be the game. Texas is going to lose. I don't know why you don't take a knee here. Phil Maffa just lost his 100-yard game, too, on that play. Dabo, take a knee and end it for your sake. And he's taking... Why are we taking a snap out of this formation? Maffa, he wants his 100 yards back, and he's going to get it. Maffa gets his 100-yard game back, and just take a knee. Take a knee, end it, please. But they're not going to, which leaves a chance for Texas to end up winning this if there's a fumble or anything by Maffa. But he gets out, and this should end it. Time management is not good in this game, so I'll stick around here and make sure it doesn't happen. But I think we just saw, I believe, our first upset. Clemson taking down Texas, and are they actually going to punt this ball? Don't tell me they're going to punt this. They're punting the ball. Oh my goodness. I mean, if he fair caught it, it would make the most sense, and he just gets plowed at the 50. Clemson wins despite trying everything they could in the last 30 seconds of that game to lose it. And like I said, Cade Klubnik, dog, 232, 90.5 completion percentage with 2 tutties. Cade's a dog. Cade is a dog. Which now leads us arguably to the best matchup in the first weekend in our last game here. Ohio State against Tennessee. The shoe could get a little ugly if Ohio State starts to lose this game. As a Buckeye fan, I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, see you later, Ryan Day. Is my controller batteries are low. It doesn't really matter since I'm not playing. Ryan Day, his job is definitely on the line next weekend. As we are seeing the script Ohio in the snow, dotting the I, and here are the Buckeyes, man. I'm hoping they can do something. Arguably the most talented roster in college football. And you lose to Oregon. All right, that's understandable, especially on the road. That's fine. But then to a 6-5 Michigan team, you can't do that. Tennessee has also had kind of an underwhelming season for what they were supposed to coming into this year. Nico, he's got to have a great playoffs if they want to end up winning it all. But with that being said, here we go. Tennessee gets the ball first, and they score a touchdown on the second play. Ohio State goes 4-0. This is just incredible. Not a great start from Ohio State. Exactly what you'd expect, though. And they do get a touchdown on 4th and 1. I'm shocked they actually threw the football. Against a great run defense, why would you throw the football? Doesn't make sense. Saw that against Michigan. Ohio State does get the ball back, though. They're moving it up the field, and Jaden Fielding hits a field goal. Another thing that we're not accustomed to seeing at Ohio State is made field goals, especially in the playoffs. But Ohio State gets the ball back with 34 seconds, and they're just going to let the clock run out after it got to 4th down. They get the football coming out of half, though, and they can't do anything with it. 10-7 still. Tennessee's moving up the field, and they must have turned the ball over. I don't know what happened there. As we're going to go to the 4th quarter, Ohio State's got a 4th and 3. What did I say about the missed field goals just a second ago? Jaden Fielding misses it, which puts Tennessee in a great position to score, which they're going to do. At least get 3 out of this, and they get 7. Wow. On a 3rd and 16, a 17-yard touchdown run. Ohio State is in danger of losing this thing. But they got a touch. What happened? We passed for a touchdown. We're going to hop in here and see if Nico can lead back Tennessee to win this game, or at least tie and take it to OT. All right, 1st and 10 here at the 43. Tennessee has a chance to take down Ohio State. They're taking some time at the line, though. They've got all 3 timeouts. They're doing all right time-wise. And a missed tackle by Ohio State. Caleb Downs brings them down. I mean, we've jumped in for one play, and I've already seen enough. Caleb Downs is the only one doing anything on defense, it seems like. We need these edge rushers to get in there. JTT's not in the game, so hopefully Caden Curry gets back there. But Sawyer, we need you back there. And Igbinosun lets a guy right in front of him. 1st down, clock is going to stop while they move the chains. At the 35, already seemingly within field goal range, although the snow could throw that off. Clock is ticking. Tennessee's getting back to the line here. We've now got a minute left in this ball game. Tennessee's at the line. Nico drops back, and he is going to throw an interception. Who is that? Is that Cody Simon? No, that's Sonny Styles with the pick, and he's going to take it back to the house. That's going to do it. Sonny Styles with a pick 6 to wrap this thing up. Wow. And that is going to do it. 24-14 is the final score. Nothing changed. Ohio State's going to go on to get their rematch against Oregon. This could be a good one. And that'll now lead us to the 2nd round, where our matchups are Arizona State against Clemson, Ohio State against Oregon, Boise State against Penn State, and Georgia versus Notre Dame, where our first matchup is going to be Boise State against Penn State. And here we are now at the Fiesta Bowl. That's the part I don't like anymore, is no more home games. Technically, Boise is the home team since they're the higher seed, but no more on-campus home games. We're going to see, though, can Ashton Jonty translate over into the playoffs what he's done all regular season against a very good Penn State run defense? It's going to be tough, but we're going to be able to see if he's going to do that in this game. And as we start the sim here with Boise State starting out with football, as much as I hate to say it, I think Penn State will beat Boise State, as Boise State doesn't move the ball and they're going to punt it first. But same with Penn State. Penn State unable to move the football. And again, another punt. This is kind of the matchup I would expect. Very little offense, but Penn State does win by a somewhat large margin. And Drew Lar throws a first touchdown pass here. 7-0 Penn State gets on the board. And they're running the football. Jonty is doing his job, but he's not breaking off any big runs. Boise does kick for 3, though, as Penn State's now moving the ball up the field. With 56 seconds left, they're at least trying to get a field goal, which they miss. How many missed field goals have we had in this game, or this sim so far? At halftime, Boise State isn't going to be able to score. 7-3, we got the game here. A defensive slugfest, as Jonty has not been able to really get going. But Madsen throws a touchdown, 10-7. And Penn State is in trouble here of losing this game, as Boise is now going to score 3, which leaves the door open for Penn State. Penn State's not moving the ball whatsoever. They got to give the ball back to Boise State at a not great spot at the 40. And Boise State is taking advantage of that. Touchdown, Boise State. And unless Penn State scores here, we're not going to jump in. Boise State has a commanding lead, and they could be moving on, but Penn State does score. We're going to see what happens with Boise State here, and if they give the ball back, we'll jump in, and that's what they're doing. They're going to have to give the ball back with 1:30 left in this game. Penn State with no timeouts. So here we go. Penn State is going to start with the ball at the 32. They had a comeback win against SMU. Can they pull it off again? Drew Allar has been dominant, but he throws an incomplete pass there. And we're going to have to check the stats to see how Jonty did this game, because I'm not sure if he really did that much. It doesn't really transfer over into the college football game, in my opinion. I think in real life he'll do all right. But in the game, he's probably not going to be that big of a threat, which they need. But Boise State has a chance to win still and move on to the semifinals, but not like that. Drew Allar with a great pass over the middle, almost the same play that they beat SMU on. Nobody back deep. Boise State almost lost it on that play. We're going to have a very interesting ending as we have an empty backfield and we've got 4 out to the left, 1 to the right of Drew Allar. And it's going to be a fake screen pass. He's got Warren across the middle, down to the 16-yard line. No timeouts, but they're in a great position. They don't need to worry about the clock, as Warren's got to be careful getting flagged there. I don't know why he's shoving the Boise State guy when you got to get back to the line. But now with 40 seconds left, Allar's going to get back to the line. I don't know if he's spiking it or what he's doing. He's going to spike it. Kind of odd there to waste it down, but that's what they decide to do, and who am I to judge? 36 seconds left in this thing. Allar's dropping back. I don't know if he's going to have anybody. He's got plenty of time, and he's just throwing it away. Smart move there, but it's a 3rd and 10. You spiked it. It could be 2nd and 10. It's 3rd and 10 now. But here we go. He's got 2 plays left to get in the end zone, or at least get the first down. Inside the 6 is what he needs, and he's going to throw it away. He's got Singleton over there, so it's not intentional grounding, but it's a 4th and 10, and this is it. 4th and 10, here we go for all the marbles. Can Boise State get this stop? No. Are you kidding me? What has been with the offenses in the last 30 seconds of the game as he's telling him to go to sleep? He's telling him this game is put to the rest. You don't have Jonty who can run it 20 times in 20 seconds. This game might be over. Penn State might have just pulled it off. I don't know how though. But they do have a very important 2-point conversion here, which this also could be a big point in the game, and another wide open guy across the middle of the field. I don't know. We got another kickoff, probably returned out to the 15. Let's see. Yep. Down at the 15 exactly. They need to fix that. It's the same spot every single time within 2 yards. But here we go. Maddox has got to make a play here. He's dropping back. He's got Jonty in front of him, and that's who he takes. He can't use Jonty as an outlet on those little checkdowns. You don't have the time for that. 2nd and 3 from their own 22, 2 timeouts left, and he's throwing another underneath pass. It's guarded perfectly. He can't do it. I don't know what's going on, man. I want Boise State to win. I want Boise State to win. I'm all for Group of 5 schools. Come on, guys. You were right there. You blew a coverage, and now the offense can't get it going again. Got to get something here. It's an all-out blitz, and he just runs straight into it. They're not calling a timeout for a few seconds there. I think their coach was deciding if he wants to play the rest of this thing out with how the first 3 downs have went on this drive. And he's really got one more play. With 5 seconds, he's got one more play. They're going to have to go for some laterals, but I don't think the computer knows how to do that. Dropping back is Maddox. And he's launching it deep. He's got nobody. Dropped by the cornerback, and that's going to do it. Penn State's moving on. James Franklin has kept his job for at least another year. With the 2 comebacks he's had, he's put them now in the semifinals. Congratulations to Drew Allar, James Franklin, and the Penn State Nittany Lions. And now that leads us to Clemson and Arizona State. It's honestly, Arizona State's the worst overall in this playoff, and it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of put up with Clemson. I don't know if they're going to be able to in the game. In real life, I think they're going to be able to, though. But here we go at the Peach Bowl. Starting out with the football was Arizona State, but they didn't do too much. Clemson now has got it, and they are going to get 3 out of it. March down the field very well. Arizona State is putting together a little bit of the drive, and then they got backed way up on third down. Didn't help them out much. Clemson moving the ball again, and I think this is going to be a game where we're not going to be able to jump in, but Clemson only gets 3 once again. They've not been good inside that red zone. Arizona State's made some stops, and they miss another field goal. It has been incredible, the amount of field goals that have been missed. And there was an interception. Arizona State has a chance to take the lead, and they do. All right, I might be wrong. Maybe we jump into this one. Is Clemson's not able to do anything right now. And I have no clue what's going on here. Arizona State is starting to pull away with this one. They could take a lead. I thought that was a pass right there. I thought it was a pass. But they could take a lead to end it. They didn't. Clemson gets the ball back. And on 4th and 15, a drop by Clemson makes this very winnable now. And here we go. Could it be the field goal to take the lead? It isn't. They just punt it down inside the 5. A great play there. And now we're going to be able to jump in. We're looking potentially here at an upset. I'm not playing. My hands are off the controller. I want everybody to see that. I've got to play one play to switch to a, just a viewer instead of actually playing. I didn't play that down. I did not touch it. I called the play that it was told. It's been like that all video. I've not done anything but to, give up my controls. I have to play one down. So I didn't play. Got onto the alignment, didn't play. But with 2nd and 5 here, Clemson needs 8. And they're going to get it. With 1 timeout left, they're going to need to play this clock very well, as they still need 84 yards to score a touchdown here. And then they need the 2-point conversion after that. But they're showing no urgency getting into the line, as this is going to tick down inside 55 seconds before they get the snap off, potentially inside 50. And it looks like they're spiking it. You just wasted 20 seconds and then you spike it? Again, what I said earlier, it's just not great time management here. They need to fix that for next season in this game. Klubnik almost throws an interception. That's not a first down. The clock is going to be ticking. And again, no urgency showed by Clemson. They really do need to fix it. They need to fix it. Arizona State is probably going to be winning this one as they're up by 8. And it's going to get down to 25 seconds, and that's when they start getting back to the line. Not spiking it here, though. That's a good sign. I'm glad they're not spiking it. 3rd and 4, 20 seconds left. They throw it underneath. They're going to have to waste the timeout. I don't know why you didn't just use the timeout on the last play then, if you're going to only do that. But with 21 seconds left, they still have to go 73 yards down the field. Klubnik hit as he throws. He doesn't get it off. He's sacked. I think that's going to do it. The clock is ticking and will continue to tick. We'll watch it, but they're going to get back to the line at 25 seconds, and it's going to just end it. Not enough time. Arizona State with the upset. Clemson is eliminated. We got Penn State and now Arizona State moving on to the semifinals, which now leads us to, in my opinion, the best regular season we saw all year. Ohio State against Oregon at the Rose Bowl. This is another pretty much home game for Oregon. We'll see if they're able to handle it, as both teams are 95 overall. Ohio State's going to need to step it up to win this game. And here we go. The last time Ohio State was in the Rose Bowl was pretty much Jackson Smith-Njigba's coming out party, as he had an amazing game. Same with CJ Stroud. Unfortunately, we don't have CJ Stroud anymore, but we do have Jeremiah Smith to take over for Jackson Smith-Njigba. Oregon is they're dominant, man. They're dominant. It's going to be a very even matchup here, as Ohio State starts with the football, and they're going to punt it away. Oregon now coming up the field, and they're going to score a touchdown. Ohio State gives it back. Oregon's got a chance to extend their lead, and that's what they're going to do. Another 3 points for Oregon. Ohio State is not really moving the football, but now they are. A 33-yard run by Quinshon Judkins sets them up, and they go for it on 4th down, and they don't get it. This is very realistic. I will give them that. College Football 25 is very realistic, as Ohio State is now looking at getting their butts kicked. 13-0 at halftime. They're not getting the ball. They need to bounce back. All right? Here we go, Ryan Day. Your job's on the line. Can you do it? The answer to that is no. 21-0. Oregon takes a lead over Ohio State. Honestly, this is how it probably would go if they matched up right now. 3rd and 8, 4th and 4. Ohio State's last chances are right here. They've got to score. And what the heck happened? 28-0. Ohio State is getting their butts kicked. And, I mean, at least get points up on the board. They don't. They go for it. A 1-yard rush on 4th and 6 by Will Howard. Chip Kelly, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Same with you, Ryan Day. And Ohio State is going to leave the Rose Bowl with 0 points. Oregon beats Ohio State 28-0. This is the first game we're not jumping into. A very even matchup, as I stated. And Oregon just dominates Ohio State to win the Rose Bowl and move on to play, I believe, against, I think it's Arizona State. I believe they play Arizona State in the next round. And after complete and utter domination by Oregon in that Sugar Bowl, that now leads us to, or excuse me, in the Rose Bowl, it leads us to the Sugar Bowl against Notre Dame and Georgia. And we don't know if Carson Beck is going to be starting. He's got a UCL injury, so I'm not touching it. I will let the game decide whatever they want to do, which is start Carson Beck. Honestly, that probably makes Georgia worse. Let's be honest here. Notre Dame is going to have a tough fight here, but I think they might be able to pull it off. And we are getting the final quarterfinal game underway now. Georgia starts with the football. They're moving it up the field well. And Carson Beck is doing his job. I don't know. Did I say Cade Klubnik? I might have said Cade Klubnik. I don't know. But Carson Beck is who is starting. That's who the game chose. And Notre Dame is down 17-0. They do score a touchdown at the end of the first. This game has been wild. I don't know what's going on right now. Notre Dame can get back into it, but they don't on that drive. Georgia is starting to move the ball up the field, and that could be the put away right there. 3-possession game. Are we going to get 2 blowouts in a row? The answer to that is probably yes, unless Notre Dame can score here, which they can't. Georgia takes back over. Carson Beck, not a great drive there. Notre Dame stays in it. They keep their hopes alive, putting up more of a fight than Ohio State, but the defense just isn't. 35-14, and that's going to do it. There's no question about it. Notre Dame is probably going to score again, keep a little bit of their pride, and they're going to go for the onside, I believe, and it's covered by Georgia. And that's going to do it. Georgia's going to win this ball game. They're going to, I assume they missed another field goal. Just insane how many missed field goals. But 35-21, it doesn't affect the outcome of that game. 2 blowouts in a row. Carson Beck leads Georgia to the semifinals. And that now sets up the semifinals where Arizona State and Oregon will match off. And then our only upset so far of Penn State playing against Georgia. We're going to have to see how these things go because it has been a very crazy playoff so far. And now our first bowl game is the Cotton Bowl between Oregon and Arizona State, the 1 and the 4 seed. And, I mean, Oregon in their first playoff game just dominated Ohio State. Looking for more or less the same here in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium against Arizona State. I'm imagining that's what's going to happen. But here we go. Oregon starting with the football, and can they start as hot as they did against Ohio State? The answer to that is yes. 7-0 Oregon to start this thing out. Defensively, they get a stop. I mean, just a phenomenal start for Oregon here. I find it very tough to believe they're not going to win the championship, although I think they did turn it over inside the 10. Arizona State is moving the football, and they are going to miss a field goal. How many missed field goals? Something about this game does not like kickers. And Oregon, again, takes a 10-point lead. This is what they did against Ohio State. And before halftime, they scored again. But instead, they turn the ball over. Arizona State recovers. And now they got a chance to take the lead or tie coming out of halftime. And that's exactly what they're going to do. 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, touchdown. Arizona State. Could they shock the Oregon Ducks? The 1 seed. The last time they were shocked in the playoffs was against Ohio State in 2014. And I think it might happen again as Oregon is being pushed to their limits here. They're moving the ball up the field, though, and they're going to score a touchdown. Arizona State will get this ball back. And, wow, they got it 1st and goal at the 1. Touchdown, Arizona State. We're going to jump in, and we're going to see if Oregon can take this lead back. I don't know if they're going to be able to. Down by 4, they've got to score a touchdown. 75 yards to go. Dylan Gabriel is looking for, to show why he's a finalist for the Heisman. He's dropping back here, down by 4, and he gets sacked. Not a great start. Oregon, I'd waste a timeout right now if I were you. I'd use a timeout. I guess we're not using a timeout. Wow. Time is ticking. You don't have much. Arizona State is an 82 overall, could make the championship game. And that's how it's looking right now. 53 seconds left. Clock's still ticking. Oregon's showing no urgency. What in the world happened in between the Ohio State and the Arizona State game, and they're not using a timeout again? At least 10 more seconds are coming off this clock before they get to the line. Again, you got to fix this. EA, this is bad. This is very bad. This ruins these type of videos to a degree. It gives us a little more uncertainty, but I'd love to see a final drive that actually makes sense, using timeouts, good play calling, and decent clock management as he's going to throw underneath. And you wasted a minute of this clock to lose 3 yards. Oregon is down to its final life right here. 4th and 13, down by 4, dropping back is Dylan Gabriel. He's got pressure behind him, and he almost hits, who is that, Stewart? But he can't, and that's going to be the game. Arizona State is moving from the worst projected team in the Big 12 to now going to the national championship game after upsetting the #1 seed, where they'll play the winner of Penn State and Georgia. But my goodness, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And that now leads us to the Orange Bowl, where we're going to find the final piece of the puzzle to who is going to make it to the college football championship game. Carson Beck leading his guys out there. If they played in real life, these are both teams that are extremely inconsistent. I think it'd be a toss-up. I think Georgia's definitely the better team, but Penn State, how they played against Oregon, if their defense could kick it into gear, I think they could go on a little bit of a run. Also, James Franklin has to figure out how to be the top 10 team, but I could see this being a very realistic possibility. And now, Georgia starting out with the football to fight over who is going to lose to Arizona State in the national championship game. 7-0 start for Georgia, and they get the ball right back as Penn State couldn't get anything going. Same with Georgia on their second drive, and then Penn State on their second drive. Georgia's moving the football up the field, but then ultimately get stopped. 4th and 16, they get it to Penn State, who's moving the ball up to the field strictly in the pass game. They finally run the football, and then they go back to passing it. What a drive there, and only to get 3 out of it is insane. Georgia's not going to get anything before halftime in a 7-3 ball game. Coming out of half, Penn State's moving the football. Let Drew Allar cook. And, he didn't cook. He didn't. Georgia's punting it away now. And at the end of the third, we still got the same score, but Georgia's got the football, moving it up the field, and they give it away. And now we are at the end of the third. Georgia is going to start with the football, and a 26-yard punt is going to lose this for Penn State. Although Georgia only gets 3 out of it. Both teams are playing terrible right now is what I'm getting. This has been an inconsistent game for both of them, and they're just going to have to punt it away on a 4th and 16. And Riley Thompson has been ruining this game for Penn State with these terrible punts. And Georgia is going to give the ball back to Penn State now with 1 timeout at their own 10-yard line. Here we go. I figured out how not to jump in at all. We're at the 9, all right? I figured it out. Passing the ball. He's got a guy wide open. Drew Allar with a great pass. They're going to have to get to the line quick. And they are getting up there very quickly. Maybe EA has made the changes as I'm making this video. Probably not, though. Penn State understands what's going on. James Franklin has stepped it up. Back, and he hits. Is that Julian Fleming? Ohio State legend Julian Fleming with the great catch. Going back to the line quickly. This is great clock management. I mean, this is immaculate clock management right here in a 10-3 ball game. You need all the time that you can get. And another great throw. Maybe a hospital pass, though. Maybe a hospital pass. 2nd and 10. This is going to be interesting. This is where things start to get a little sticky. He's going to hit Singleton out of the backfield, and he gets out of bounds, too. Penn State knows what they're doing. 3rd and 4, though. Allar's back to pass again. Standing strong in the pocket, and he finds Fleming wide open. I think that's Fleming. That is, in fact, Fleming. I made sure to check. It's Fleming. They're going to spike it here. They lost quite a bit of time, But it's a 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line, and they have held on to their timeout through this entire drive. Amazing. Really great. And another Penn State touchdown with less than 30 seconds left in the game. All 3 of their games, they've gotten this. Every single one. Are they going to go for 2, though? Are they going to go for 2? Or are we going to get our first OT game in this playoff? I would be shocked if we didn't get an OT game in real life. There's a chance we don't. I would be shocked, though. I'd put my money on there will be one, and I'm guessing they're going to take the one, which they are, and hopefully tie this up, and they do. It's up. It's good. 35 seconds left for Georgia. We'll see if their clock management is as good as Penn State's was. But first, we have to see the kick return out to the 15-yard line. Just let it go. Nope, we're not going to. 16. He got to the 16 this time, so we're looking a little better. But here we go. Carson Beck. Can he get a drive going here? He's dropping back further and further. He launches it up. He kind of had 4 open, but he goes for the deep shot, and he misses him. 25 seconds left. They're just handing the ball off. This game is going to overtime. Wow. ETN doesn't get anything there, and they are just running the clock out. We've got our first OT game. Here we go. Starting out overtime is Carson Beck and the Georgia Bulldogs with the football. Can Penn State get a stop defensively? We'll have to see as Carson Beck gets lit up, but they do make the play before they get the first down, 2nd and 4. Here we go, handing it off again, and this one goes nowhere. 3rd and 10. Wow, that was not great. That was not great. And here we go. This is going to be interesting what they decide to do. They're throwing it, and he threw it at the back of his head. Hit him right in the head. Penn State's got a chance to win this if they miss or make the field goal. If they miss it, obviously Penn State kicks a field goal to win the game. But if they make it, which they do, Penn State's got a chance to score a touchdown and win it. Here we go. Drillar with a chance to cement his name in Penn State history. What a throw to start this off. Under pressure, Allar makes a great throw. Allar. I think it's Aller. My apologies, Mr. Drew Aller. As he hands it off now to Singleton. Singleton had a bit of room, but it closed up quickly, and he still gets 4 out of it. 2nd and 6. They're inside the 10, and he's got it. Down to the 1-yard line. He was almost in. And here's where you use Singleton just to punch it in, or a read option with Drew Aller, but they're just going with Drew Aller on the QB keeper, and he doesn't get it. Leads to 2nd and goal now. Again, an empty backfield. I don't like this. I really don't. If you're going to use Drew Allar, put him under center, but it doesn't matter. Allar keeps it to win the football game, and he hits the Heisman pose. I don't think he deserves it. Maybe in the playoffs he does. He's been the best clutch player in the playoffs as Penn State is now moving on to the national championship game. And now here we are. The cookie has crumbled and led us to the national championship game with Arizona State and Penn State in it. I don't think anybody guessed it. If you guessed this to start the video, let me know in the comments. I don't think you could have. I don't think you could have. And honestly, this would be a championship that I wouldn't be excited to see, but it definitely is one that I'd be interested in. Both teams on magical runs. Penn State's doing what they should have done, I mean, so many years ago, and Arizona State is just on a Cinderella run, honestly. They're the 4 seed, but they shouldn't be. Ranked overall, I think they're outside of the top, I think they're outside of the top 12. I could be wrong, but I believe they are. What I do know is if they didn't win their conference, they would not have made the college football playoffs, but they're not off to a hot start, as Penn State is going to score 3, and Arizona State's not getting this football moving. Penn State, they're not doing the same either. I mean, this is a very much defensive game, as Penn State's going to take another 3, and at the 2-minute, at the 2-minute warning, we got a 6-0 ball game, and Arizona State comes out and scores a touchdown right afterwards. And then Penn State scores a touchdown. They take the 1. We've got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. Penn State has the ball to start. They're not moving it. 4th and 9. Arizona State's got it, moving up the field. And dude, I go for it on 4th and inches. They didn't even need to. A 5-yard penalty leads to a touchdown by Cam Scatabo. What a dog, man. He's had a great year. He should be up for Heisman if he was on a slightly better team. And then Penn State scores a touchdown, makes it 19-14, Arizona State's moving the ball up the field, gives it back to Penn State. And now, with 3:20 left, Arizona State scores a touchdown and goes for 2. We got to jump in. We have to jump in. We have seen what Drew Aller has been able to do. I pronounced it correctly that time. In the last 2 minutes of a game, can he do it again? Can they get 4 comeback wins in playoff games? And that is not a great start. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Aller drops back and he hits his receiver on the outside. Doesn't look like he's done much. Only 133 yards and 2 touchdowns, but those 2 touchdowns are huge at this point in the game. And I mean, they've got plenty of time. They've got all 3 timeouts. I don't see why they wouldn't let this tick and get one more play off before the 2-minute warning. But I mean, they don't need the rush by any means. 1st and 10 here. They're going to get one more play off. Dropping back. Aller gets hit as he threw, and wow. If that was underthrown by even just a slight bit, that picked off. But here we go. The final stretch here, the last 2 minutes. In these playoffs, we have seen some great football, and it has not stopped here. Being able to jump into nearly every single game as he hits Singleton out of the backfield. 3rd and 3 now. I'd get a little more, get to the football a little faster, because they are starting to sputter now. 3rd and 3, though, they're going to let this tick down to 25 before they rush back to the line. And here we go. Play clock down to 21 when he gets the snap off. He hits Tyler Warren, who goes backwards. His momentum led him backwards, and it's a 4th and 1. Wow. This could be the game. This could be the game. They got to get to the line quick. They do have all 3 timeouts, though. I take it back. This is huge. But they could get the football back if they miss it. But the time management is all of a sudden back to normal. Last game, it was great for them. Not anymore. Not anymore. Penn State has got to make this count. Dropping back, I would have ran it with Singleton, but they do get the first down. Fleming, after these playoffs, has been a household name. Fleming has been amazing. He's done what he should have done going into college. It's great to see the injuries no longer holding him back, even if it's just in a video game. But Aller, in a very weird formation, hits his back out of the backfield, who drops it after a huge hit. That could have put them in a great spot. All they need is a field goal to take this to OT. But we know James Franklin, very aggressive. He could definitely be going for more, although he's sticking to the run game. Really odd there. They take the timeout. Singleton with 100 yards now in the game. That was a really weird play call, especially for James Franklin. I mean, this would be about a 56-yarder from right here. If they don't get any more yards, which they might not, but they do. 1st down, Penn State, they're in field goal range. The clock stops for a few seconds. You got to get the line quick. And again, they don't do it. They're going to spike the football. Honestly, should have just taken the timeout, man. I don't understand why it has just been so poor clock management. Here we go, 2nd and 10, 30 seconds left. They got to go for the touchdown, in my opinion. I think Arizona State will win this in OT. But Singleton's got some room. He's going to get out there for 9 yards, and they use their final timeout. Do they potentially kick a field goal here? No. If they complete it inbounds, they're going to have to get that field goal team on the field quickly. If there is a... Oh my gosh, they're running the football. The clock does stop, but they're going to have to get the line quick. With the clock management in this game, I don't know what we're going to see here. The clock is ticking, and they're going to have to spike it. That was a really weird play call. They got the ball back to the middle of the field, but that was a dangerous play call, and I think we're going to overtime. They're going to have to make this field goal, though. So Penn State has had a lot of game-winning and game-tying drives. Could this potentially be another one, as Arizona State is trying to ice their kicker with that timeout? But here we go. This is going to be it. Is Penn State going to be able to do it? The snap is good, the hold is good, it's up, and the field goal is good. This game is going OT. And here we go, they're going to return the kick. They do get out past the 15, but unfortunately time expires, so it doesn't matter. We're on the OT. This could not have been any better. This is cinematic right here, how we're finishing this video out. On the coin toss, Penn State will win, and again, they will decide to play defense first. Arizona State, they got to score a touchdown or this thing's over, because I think Penn State's doing it. Penn State had no issues moving that football up the field. James Franklin was in his bag with play calling. All right, James Franklin heard all of the chatter, and he's been in his bag. Cam has not had a good game. 10 rushes for 28 yards, not great. Arizona State's going to need him to kick it in here to be able to win this game. 2nd and 10. I don't know what to think anymore. Arizona State's back. They're going to complete the pass. They got the first down and more. Inside the 15 down to the 11. 1st and 10. Here we go. They're giving it to Cam again. He doesn't have an opening. This Penn State run defense has been fierce. They've played, a few great running backs. You got Ashton Jonty. You got ETN on Georgia. Now you got Cam. They're well prepared for this game coming into it. Man, they have got to get something going here, hopefully in the run game, but they got to go to the pass if that's been working. And Cam, again, is swallowed up. He does get a yard out of it, though. 3rd and 12, we got an empty backfield. Leave it is, he's in a tough position. He is in a tough position for a freshman. He's going to throw it up, and he's just getting it out of bounds. They're going to kick a field goal, and Penn State, again, has a chance to win it. With a miss or a make, they have a chance to win this game. And here we go. Field goal team is on the field, and the kick is up, and it looked good, and it is. 3-point lead for Arizona State. Penn State can tie it and take it to double overtime. They cannot score, end the game, or they could score a touchdown and win the game. And I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to win the game here. I've got faith in Droar and Singleton in the backfield, who's got a great run on 1st down, nearly gets another 1st down, 8-yard gain there. Singleton did look slow to get up. I think he might have been injured on that tackle there. He might be off for a couple plays, but he's not. He's back out there. Singleton wants to win this championship. A Penn State legend. You've got a lot of names that are going to be forever cemented in Penn State history as they get a 1st down and they could end it with 13 more yards. The championship is 13 yards away from them. Can they grab it? Here we go. Hand off to Singleton again. I would do the same, as he does get stuffed there, but he still does get 2 out of it. All right, here we go. 2nd and 8. They're passing now, and Aller gets blown up, and he's down at the 17. A huge loss there. We could be going to double overtime. I don't know if they're going to be able to get this 1st down. 3rd and 14 here. It'd be huge to get any yards, though. You're going to be kicking a field goal most likely, and that's what they're going to do, but they just lose them. I don't understand what that play call is. They say he got back to the 20, but this is going to be a 37-yarder to potentially end this game on a miss. I don't know. With all the missed field goals we've been seeing, it'd fit right if it missed here. And Arizona State is again going to ice the kicker. Didn't work last time. Is it going to work this time? Here we go. The snap is off. Hold is good. It's up, and it's good. We're going to double OT. National championship game here has been a nail biter, as we're going to get a great pass on 1st down. I don't understand why we couldn't have done this last drive to get the touchdown and end it. But hey, more video for you guys. More video for you guys. Another 1st and 10 at the 12. They're going to have to go for 2 here, I believe. I think that's the overtime rules. If they score the touchdown, he had the option. That was a triple option, ran to perfection. If he would have pitched it, man, that would have been a touchdown. But I believe they have to go for 2 here if they do score a touchdown. Now, if both teams tie and we go to a triple overtime, I believe that we're on to 2-point conversions, and Singleton, what a run. Touchdown, Nick Singleton, and we're going to have a 2-point conversion here to see if they can put this away, make it tough for Arizona State to come back, but I think Penn State might have just won it. And here we go. Lining up in the shotgun, 3 out to his right, 1 to his left, they're handing it off. Oh, it's a RPO. What a play. It fooled me. That play fooled me. They get the 2-point conversion, 8-point lead. Arizona State's got to make something out of nothing. You got 25 yards to go for a touchdown, and then 3 more for the 2-point conversion. Are the Sun Devils going to be able to do it? A great run to get to this point. The pass rush gets to him, takes him down at the line. I don't believe that's a sack. I think it's just a gain of 0. But still, the pass rush got to him as he tried to step up and out of the pocket. And the Penn State defense needs that. 2nd and 10. Leave It is back in the pocket. He gets hit by the pressure again. He had a wide open player, but he doesn't have the time. 3rd and 10. Leave It has got to have something in his pocket here. Hopefully the pass rush will be held off, and it is a great pass, and they're down to the 8. What is going on, man? 1st and goal at the 8 here. Dropping back is Leave It. He is, again, just mobbed by the pass rush. The O-line needs to hold up. He is getting punished right now. And then he'll make it a 2nd goal at the 8. You got to look at Cam now. You've got time. Give it to Cam. Let him run the football. It's not been working, but give him a shot. You can't keep passing under this type of pressure and losing 13 yards as Abdul Carter, again, with a huge sack. He did it before. I believe it was in the 1st round against SMU to end it, and I think that might have been it. I think that might have been the dagger. Here we go, 3rd and goal from the 21. They gotta have something in their back pocket. Play calling has to have something, and I mean, these tackles are just getting bullied all of a sudden. 2 sacks just in the past 2 plays. He's been sacked once the rest of the game. He's been pressured every single play in overtime. They're gonna have a prayer here to win. And here we go. The last play of the game. Leave It has time. He delivers a dart and it's incomplete, and that'll do it. Penn State, according to the college football video game, is going to win the national championship. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the support you've been given, and if there's anything you guys want to see, anything you want the videos to be better, let me know. I'm taking all that into consideration and hoping to implement a lot of these suggestions. So again, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let me know who you think is going to win the college football playoffs, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.